It's hard to even start this, to put into words how confused I feel. My boyfriend, Michael, always told me he doesn't have any social media accounts. He said he's not a social person. I trusted him completely, and honestly, I never doubted it. Our relationship felt so good, so right. He's amazing. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I feel so positive and happy when we're together. But then, one day, a little voice inside me, my gut, just told me to check. It wasn't a sudden thought, just a persistent whisper. I didn't know why, but I listened to it. After some searching online, I found what I am sure is his real account. The moment I saw it, a cold feeling washed over me. It wasn't anger right away, just pure shock, followed by this deep sense of confusion. The account itself wasn't full of anything bad. He's been replying to posts and comments, mostly harmless stuff, not inappropriate in any way. But it still hurts. It feels like he lied to me. Why would he say he doesn't have any social media when he clearly does? What also surprised me is that he mentioned in one of his posts that he uses Discord. He always claimed he doesn't use that either. It's another small thing, but it added to the confusion. It made me wonder about these little deceptions. Why hide them? I really don't know how to feel about this. I feel conflicted because I love him and our relationship is great otherwise. Is this a big deal? Am I overthinking everything? Why would someone in a relationship do this? These questions just keep swirling in my mind, and I can't seem to find an answer that makes sense of it all. It feels like a significant piece of our trust has been shaken, and I just don't know how to move forward. Chapter 2. The discovery of Michael's hidden social media account gnawed at me. It wasn't just the existence of it, but the simple fact that he had directly told me he didn't have any. I trusted him and never doubted it. This felt like a clear lie. The more I thought about it, the deeper the hurt settled. I kept replaying our conversations in my head. He always said he wasn't a social person. That's why I trusted his word about not having accounts. It made sense to me. But now, seeing this profile active with posts and comments, it made me question everything. I knew it was his account. He shared things there that he shares with me. Little details, inside jokes, even thoughts he'd only expressed to me directly. Wasn't like it was some random person's account. This was undeniably him. And while the content was mostly harmless, not inappropriate, the deception itself felt very significant. The Discord mention also bothered me. He had also claimed he didn't use that platform. It was another small lie, another piece of the puzzle that didn't fit. It wasn't about what he was doing on these platforms. It was about the deliberate choice to hide them from me. Why the need for secrecy? What was he trying to protect or avoid? I love him so much, and our relationship, aside from this, truly is amazing. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I feel so positive and happy when we're together. This stark contrast between how wonderful he is in person and this hidden dishonesty left me deeply conflicted. I couldn't shake the feeling. Why would someone in a relationship do this? Was I overthinking it? My close friend Jessica noticed my quietness. She knew something was bothering me. I decided to confide in her, hoping that talking it out would help me understand. I decided to talk to Jessica, my close friend, about it. We met at our usual cafe in Crestview, a place where we always felt comfortable sharing anything. I ordered a tea, and she ordered her coffee, and I just started talking. I laid out everything. Michael's claims about having no social media, my gut feeling that led me to search, and the unsettling discovery of his active profile. I told her how he denied it when I first confronted him, even though I knew it was him because he shared things there that he shared with me. I even mentioned the Discord account, which he also claimed not to have. Jessica listened patiently, nodding occasionally. She didn't interrupt, just let me get everything out. I explained how it felt so confusing because aside from this, he's an amazing boyfriend. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I told her how positive and happy I feel when we're together. That was the hardest part to reconcile, this amazing person and this quiet deception. When I finished, Jessica took a moment before speaking. Sarah, she said gently, I can see why you're conflicted. It's a big thing when someone you trust lies to you, no matter how harmless the content is. She validated my feelings of hurt. It feels like he lied to me, I repeated, the words feeling heavy in the air. She helped me process the dissonance. You're feeling this huge gap between the Michael you know and love and this hidden part you just found, she observed. She asked me, why did he lie? Why would someone in a relationship do this? It was exactly what I had been asking myself. Jessica suggested that while the posts weren't inappropriate, the act of deception itself was significant. She didn't jump to conclusions or tell me what to do, but her questions and her calm demeanor helped me think more clearly. It was a red flag, she agreed. Not necessarily for something malicious, but for a fundamental issue with trust and honesty. This conversation with Jessica gave me the courage to confront Michael again, not with anger, but with a plea for understanding. I needed to know the why. Armed with Jessica's supportive words, I knew I had to approach Michael again. This time, I wanted it to be different. Not a confrontation fueled by immediate hurt, but a calm, earnest conversation where I could truly understand why he had lied. I wanted to give him a chance to explain, because my feelings for him and the overall health of our relationship were still so strong. We were in our apartment, a place that usually felt so full of comfort and warmth. I chose a quiet evening, sitting down with him. I started by telling him how much I loved him and how happy and positive I felt when we were together. I really emphasized all the good things about our relationship. This wasn't about attacking him. It was about understanding a disconnect that was causing me real pain. Then I brought it up again, gently. I told him that I had found the social media account and how confused I was because he had always said he didn't have any. I mentioned the Discord too. I explained that it felt like he had lied to me. I told him that while the content on the account seemed harmless, the fact that he kept it a secret and then denied it was deeply upsetting. I looked at him, trying to convey the depth of my hurt through my eyes, without letting my voice waver. I asked him directly, why did you lie, Michael? Why would someone in a relationship do this? I explained that because I loved him, and our relationship was great otherwise, this felt even more puzzling. I told him that the secrecy made me wonder what else he might be hiding. I wasn't accusing him of anything specific, just articulating the fear that had begun to creep into my mind. I wanted him to understand that the deception itself was the issue, not necessarily the posts themselves. I waited, giving him all the space he needed to respond. I could see him processing my words. He looked uncomfortable, his gaze shifting away from mine for a moment. The silence stretched, heavy with unspoken things. I hoped, more than anything, that he would finally be honest with me. This felt like a pivotal moment for us, a test of the foundation of trust that I believed our relationship was built upon. Michael looked at me, his shoulders slumping slightly. The defensiveness I'd seen before wasn't there this time. He finally dropped his denial. "You're right, Sarah," he said, his voice quiet. "I do have social media accounts, and I do use Discord. I lied." A wave of something akin to relief washed over me, quickly followed by a mix of confusion and a fresh pang of hurt. The truth, finally. But then, the harder part. "Why, Michael?" I asked, my voice still soft. "Why would you lie about something like that? It feels so unnecessary." He hesitated, clearly struggling to find the words. He explained that it started a long time ago, even before we met. He had a past negative experience with social media, something he didn't elaborate on much, but it left him feeling exposed and regretful. Then, when he met me, he wanted to present a certain image. He didn't want to seem addicted or online all the time. He thought it would make him seem more grounded, more present. The first lie, he said, was almost thoughtless, a quick way to avoid explaining his past. But then, as our relationship grew and became serious, that initial lie grew too big to admit. He was afraid, he said, that if he told me the truth, I would be disappointed or angry or that it would somehow change how I saw him. He expressed deep regret for breaking my trust. He said he knew it was wrong and that he hated himself for putting me in this position. He was genuinely apologetic, and I could see the sincerity in his eyes. The revelation wasn't about anything nefarious. No inappropriate content, no secret relationships. It was simply about the lie itself, and that was the difficult part to reconcile. Aside from this, he's an amazing boyfriend. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I feel so positive and happy when we're together. But the act of deception, regardless of the content, was a significant breach of trust. I sat there, absorbing his words. The confusion started to clear, replaced by the understanding of a deeper issue. His fear of judgment, his struggle with vulnerability. It wasn't a red flag for infidelity, but a red flag for a deeper challenge with honesty and transparency. The immediate relief of knowing the truth was quickly replaced by the knowledge that we now had a new hurdle to overcome. Our relationship, which felt so strong, now had this newly exposed vulnerability. Michael's confession, while difficult to hear, felt like a necessary step. The air cleared a little after he finally admitted the truth. He explained that his past negative experience with social media and his initial, perhaps thoughtless, lie had just grown too big for him to admit later on. He was afraid, he said, that if he told me, I would be disappointed or angry, or that it would change how I saw him. He expressed deep regret for breaking my trust. He said he knew it was wrong and that he hated himself for putting me in this position. I understood his fear of judgment, his struggle with vulnerability. It made sense in a way, even though it didn't excuse the deception. The content of his hidden accounts wasn't anything alarming. It was mostly harmless stuff, not inappropriate in any way. He was just replying to posts and comments. He even mentioned using Discord there, which he had also claimed he didn't use. The relief of knowing there wasn't a deeper, darker secret was immediate. But the act of deception itself was significant. It felt like he lied to me. It was the kind of thing that makes you question the foundation of your trust. Aside from this, he's an amazing boyfriend. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I feel so positive and happy when we're together. This stark contrast was what made it so hard to process. I couldn't stop wondering, why did he lie? Why would someone in a relationship do this? These questions kept swirling even after his explanation. It showed me that even in a seemingly perfect relationship, there can be hidden insecurities and a reluctance to be fully transparent. It made me realize that trust isn't just about avoiding big betrayals. It's also about the willingness to be open, even about the small things, even when it feels uncomfortable. The conversation had opened a new door in our relationship, one that led to a path of rebuilding. It wouldn't be easy, but I knew that moving forward, honesty, even the uncomfortable kind, would be our priority. It was a learning experience for both of us, and a crucial one for the long-term health of our connection. Grappling with Michael's confession felt like navigating a complex landscape. The relief of knowing the truth was there, but it was quickly replaced by the challenge of rebuilding the trust that had been shaken. He was and is an amazing boyfriend. He's caring, respectful, and we have a really healthy relationship overall. I feel so positive and happy when we're together. This made the deception even more perplexing. Why would someone in a relationship do this? I couldn't stop wondering, why did he lie? He always told me he didn't have any social media accounts and said he's not a social person. I trusted him and never doubted it. But my gut had told me to check, and I found what I'm sure is his real account. He even mentioned using Discord in one of his posts, even though he always claimed he doesn't. When I confronted him about it, he denied it and said it wasn't his account. But I knew it was, because he shared things there that he shared with me. While the content was mostly harmless, not inappropriate, the lie itself felt significant. This experience, this quiet revelation, became a crucial lesson for me. It showed me that even in a relationship that feels incredibly healthy and loving, trust is the absolute foundation. And even seemingly small lies, like the existence of social media accounts, can create significant damage and conflict. It's not always about a malicious intent, but about a partner's inability or unwillingness to be truthful, which ultimately undermines the emotional security of the relationship. I still feel conflicted because I love him and our relationship is great otherwise. I'm learning that intimacy requires transparency and vulnerability, even when it's uncomfortable. It means having the courage to reveal oneself fully, even the parts you might think aren't important or might cause judgment. Michael's confession opened up a conversation we needed to have, a path towards deeper honesty. The journey isn't over. Rebuilding trust takes time and consistent effort, but I now understand that trusting my gut was crucial, and that protecting the foundation of truth is paramount. This experience, while painful, has made me value open communication even more, and it has given our strong relationship